Hello world, and welcome to the Common Sense Man's Vision Talk Show here on this Wednesday, April 17th, 2019, Hump Day, Wednesday, a show where we discuss news from various news sources via the internet, discuss them in a common sense way, trying to bring the left and the right a little bit more together on just about everything you could possibly think of. And please email me your suggestions or comments to commonsenseman@gmail.com. That's common with a K, or call in. Let's have a live discussion, 805-994-0606. Let's get this thing going. Not a whole lot of interesting stuff today, kind of just blah, blah, blah stuff. Starting with Fox News, flying under the radar. There's a picture of Kavanaugh, I'm surprised you even remember who that guy is, with a bunch of money and bullshit picture kind of thing. Excuse my language. It says, report exposes ocean of cash surging into left-wing causes in secret as Dems howl over dark money. If you want to read about that, it's a report done by this conservative group and just point out all this dark money they get to support their causes. Again, all this stuff, whether it's the left or right, if we investigated everything, every politician, it's horrible. There's so much crooked, bad stuff out there on both sides. I'm going to say both sides. A lot of politicians are crooked on both sides. So let's just stop it. Come on. Can we just, somebody lead the country? Can we just take charge and make things good for the entire country as good as we can? It's just ridiculous. I move over to CNN. Aerial photos. There you go. If you want to check out some interesting aerial photos, show the scale of damage to the Notre-Dame fire that happened over the weekend there, or on Monday, I guess that was. So if you want to check that out, it's interesting. And workers are being questioned on that Notre-Dame fire to see exactly what started it. Was it the construction? Was it candles? Was it what? Who knows? Hopefully they find out soon. Moving over to CNBC, Apple and Qualcomm settled their legal battle. Here's what Wall Street analysts are saying. Tech giant Apple and Qualcomm settled the legal dispute over royalties and patents, and has Wall Street analysts buzzing. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. Going over to the U to the S to the day, USA Today. Trump's team game plan for Mueller report. Read it quickly. He's got a big team of guys. As soon as they get that report, they're going to read it as fast as they can and get out their freaking comments to the public, so they can kind of steer that boat of what's going to come from that. It'll be interesting. It's just making my stomach sick actually just thinking about it. It's just like, come on, everybody. Let's move on. Eventually, let's move on. Let's get past this and let's move on. And Trump, try to be a leader, man. Don't be a little bitch. It's what you are most of the time. You're just a little whiny little bitch. Anyways, I'm gonna stop. Moving over to the BBC. Global call to design new Notre-Dame spire. France is to invite architects from around the world to submit ideas for the fire-ravaged cathedral. So that's interesting. Look at that. They're getting on it a day or two later. I mean, they've already got probably over $500 million committed to rebuild this thing, which you'd think would be plenty of money to do. They'd probably build another one if they wanted to with that much money. So let's get on this. Let's make this priority, France. Don't I don't want to be visiting in 5 years and this thing's still under fucking construction. Come on, let's get this thing done. Let's get it done. Moving over to MSNBC, Mayor Pete exposed hate with love. While campaigning in Iowa, South Bend, Mayor Pete Buttigieg calmly faced down anti-gay religious protesters during a rally. The Morning Joe panel compares and contrasts how 2020 candidate and Donald Trump handle heckling. Well, we know how Trump handles heckling. Not good. He did not grow up learning that phrase, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. He did not ever hear that when he was a kid, because he does not follow that, because sticks and stones, names do hurt him. Names do hurt him. He's a little whiny baby sometimes. It's funny, actually. Move over to ESPN. Nothing really happening. We're getting ready for the draft next week, for the NFL draft. But on this date, very important, on this date, April 17th, 1967, Catherine Schweitzer became the first woman to officially run the Boston Marathon. Her bib number 261 is now a source of inspiration for women around the world. And that's when that one official tried to jump on her and get her out of the race, and the other runners threw him down, and she kept running and finished. I just saw a special on that a couple weeks ago. Congrats on that. That was awesome. Move over to TMZ. Nipsey Hussle, big foundation plans before his death. Family's going to pick up that torch. There you go. If you want to read about that, I'm pretty much over it. Ivanka Trump. There you go. Ivanka Trump. This one just came up. Ethiopian dancing machine. She's in Ethiopia dancing. So if you want to read about that, like I said, if you have nothing better to do, go to TMZ. If you're perfect, like you've got it all dialed in, you're bored, you have nothing to do, go to TMZ and you can read all about this. And then also read about the top 100 peeps of 2019. It's going to surprise you, but there you go. Check it out. All right, going over to travel leisure news. Not much going there, but I will say, national parks across the country. If you're going to a national park this weekend, guess what? It's going to be free entrance on April 20th. So mark that on your calendar. April 20th, national parks. If you're thinking about it, maybe even a weekend getaway. Well, now, there you go. You're going to save, I don't know, if you're a family, probably save at least $100, $150 just on the entrance fees. So there you go. You heard it here first. Well, that's going to end it for this great Hump Day Wednesday, but we will go to our Facebook page here and read a little quote from it's from a Mark Twain page. This is a great one. I think if everybody did this a little bit more, I think we'd be a far better country. Here it is. And it's from Mark Twain. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's lifetime. That's like the greatest thing ever said. I'm going to repost that on on my Common Sense Man's News Facebook page. That's going to end it for today. Be nice to people. It's Hump Day. You're almost there for the weekend. Be nice to people, and please subscribe to my channel, the Common Sense Man's News Talk Show, here on the YouTube.